This is CBC Here and Now.
Corner Brook makes cabs safer for customers.
We want to make sure that they're competent and they're credible and they're not a risk to our customers.
Sharon Drover finished her last shift at McDonald's, then disappeared 40 years ago.
How can it be possible to be this long and still not know anything?
After losing their school to arson, a new one is in the works.
It's going to be a fabulous, fabulous facility for all the kids in Bay Despair.
Hey, look who it is! As the Easter Bunny prepares to hop into town and you prepare to hop across the province or perhaps out of the province on a flight, I'll let you know what you're dealing with weather-wise and travel issues.
Well, a former taxi driver who sexually assaulted 2 of his passengers should spend up to 3 years in prison. That's according to the prosecution in the case. Lolzum Jakapaj rose this afternoon in a St. John's courtroom and said he has learned his lesson. Here now's Ariana Kelland was there and joins us live. So Ariana, what are the details?
Well, Lulzum, or Leon Jakapaj as he's known, offered an apology. He is 34 years old. He says that this is his first time in jail and it will be his last. Now, he also said that he's been around plenty of women since his arrest, nurses, correctional officers, parole officers, and he says he hasn't had any trouble. But that was not the case 2 years ago. This is Lulzum Jakapaj on March 30th, 2016. Shortly after he was captured here on surveillance, he forced his tongue down a female passenger's throat. More than a week earlier, he assaulted a 19-year-old passenger. He kissed her, groped her, and hauled her pants down. Both women were young and both have been drinking. And the Crown says those are factors that should be considered in his sentencing. And because he breached his trust as a cabbie, the Crown is asking for up to 3 years in jail. The defense is asking for anywhere between 6 and 20 months. And that's in addition to a 4-year sentence that he is already serving for a break and enter. And for his latest offenses, he'll actually be sentenced next month. Now, the Crown in this case made a strong point today about the importance of people feeling safe when they get in a cab. And for Jakapaj, being a taxi driver will actually play a factor in how big his sentence will be, because the public relies so heavily on taxi drivers to get them where they're going safely. And this point was actually brought up in Corner Brook this week, and that's where Here and Now's Colleen Connors is tonight. So Colleen, what is the city in Corner Brook? What are they doing to make the industry safer?
Well, now cab drivers in Corner Brook have to fill out and clear a criminal background check by the city's taxi inspectors in order to get a license to drive. They also need a certificate of conduct approved by the city in order to get behind the wheel. Now, this is going to affect the 70-odd taxi drivers and any new hires in the city of Corner Brook. The cab companies spoke with today say, they're okay with the checks, but they say they're already conducting background checks. Cab companies are much more concerned with the high cost of insurance premiums and gas prices. So temporarily, the city says it's going to waive the license fee to offset the cost of these new regulations that were just implemented. Corner Brook feels if it's issuing these taxi licenses, then the city wants to make sure drivers are not at a risk to customers.
But we've seen a lot of different incidents in the last several months. St. John's, Halifax, and Corner Brook itself had its own incident. So based on that, we figured we'd move this forward.
Now, this is a big contrast to what is happening in the capital city. In St. John's, of course, they leave everything up to the cab companies to do their own background checks on the cab drivers with absolutely no oversight from the city. Now, CBC put in a request with the St. John's Town Council to ask them about these oversights and what's happening here in Corner Brook, but they declined an interview with us. Live in Corner Brook, I'm Colleen Connors for Here and Now.
Well, Brandon Phillips has filed an appeal of his second-degree murder conviction for the death of a man in a St. John's hotel. Phillips was sentenced 3 months ago to at least 12 years in prison. The appeal will be based on a number of factors, including the absence of evidence showing motive and how that could have impacted the charge to the jury. The victim, Larry Wellman, was killed during a botched armed robbery at the Captain's Quarters Hotel in October of 2015.
Kiewit is taking a pass on selling the Marystown shipyard. Placentia West Bellevue MHA Mark Brown issued a terse statement today criticizing the company's decision to leave the shipyard dormant. He says the decision leaves hundreds of stable year-round jobs on the table. The yard has been inactive for a little over 2 years. Paul Antle, who formerly ran for the provincial Liberal leadership and owns New Dock in St. John's, was closing in on a deal for the property.
They have a responsibility, a social responsibility to the people of the Burin Peninsula, to a facility that was originally built with taxpayer dollars that they have let nearly fall into the water. They have a responsibility when there's an opportunity to let the people get back to work.
Antle says after making an initial offer on the Marystown shipyard, he did an assessment and discovered some work that needed to be done. He went back with a lower offer and says Kiewit denied it outright with no counteroffer.
Well, Newfoundland and Labrador's health minister is warning that infection could replace cancer as the leading cause of death in this province. Haggie was at the provincial budget announcement in St. John's to talk about spending on health care, but he gave an unexpected response to a question about spending on potentially unnecessary medical tests and treatments. The minister said he's worried about the growing resistance to antibiotics by some bacteria. He says that means more infections are becoming deadly.
So what will happen is that infection and sepsis will go back to being the lead killers in the absence of effective antibiotics. Currently, leading cause of death in this province is cancer. You go back to the 1920s, it was infection.
A new drug court will be opening in the province this coming fall. $200,000 was earmarked in yesterday's budget to establish the court. Justice Minister Andrew Parsons says it's a new approach to the justice system that's needed in this province. The court will operate out of the existing facilities. The program is meant for offenders with serious addictions who commit non-violent drug-motivated crimes.
What I would like to see is a model where people, there has to be an acknowledgement of the issue here. That's one of the first facets to this. And then we have to find ways to address treatment. And then again, people have an opportunity to stay connected to the court system. But then coming in on the other end, it will not be the same result, we'll say.
Another year and another budget where Her Majesty's Penitentiary makes an appearance. The province put aside $300,000 for the 159-year-old facility. The money will go toward planning for a new institution. The original stone structure of HMP dates back to 1859. An architectural firm was hired 3 years ago to draft a design plan and recommend a location for a new building. But now the province has gone back to the drawing board. Justice Minister Andrew Parsons says things have changed in the last several years, requiring a new plan to be completed.
I'd like to see it done, but we need to see what the scope is going to be, what the cost is going to be, and what our needs are. And again, everything that we do in this province and with this government is under the, we all know what the challenges we have there, and we have to stick to the plan that we're on.
All right, time to bring in Ryan now for our first look at the weather.
And a lot of people interested in making travel plans and keeping the weather in mind.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm guessing tomorrow maybe a few people skipping out early and trying to get a head start on that travel. Tomorrow, not as nice as Friday will be. If you wait until Friday, that's certainly a better forecast on the island, especially where we're going to have some sunshine in the mix. And again, have a look at our friend who's going to be hopping in. How timely is this? Rob and Kathy Norman posted this picture to my Facebook page today in the Deer Lake region. Maybe it's him, maybe a cousin. Either way, the Easter Bunny himself, of course, will be hopping into town this weekend. And if you're hopping around, this is what we're looking at. That heaviest rain moving away from the Avalon tonight through the overnight tonight. A bit of a break. We're going to be seeing another round moving in tomorrow morning to the southwest coast. Again, there's Thursday morning, a quiet start for the Avalon and Central. But if you're hitting the road tomorrow morning, be prepared that another round of rain does roll in through the day tomorrow for eastern and central parts of Newfoundland. A bit of mixing for the west. Pretty quiet in Labrador overall. Our next system will not arrive until late day Friday. So Friday looks like a pretty good travel day overall. And then that system will spread in for Friday evening and in through the Saturday time period with, again, a little bit of a break for the later parts of Saturday and into Sunday. And we'll break all that down with your weekend details coming up a little later on in the show. Carolyn?
Thanks, Ryan. Well, there's another suspected case of tuberculosis in Nain. A 14-month-old is being treated in St. John's just 1 week after 14-year-old Gussie Bennett died from complications related to the disease. Word of a possible second case has residents in the community of 1100 nervous and looking for answers. Medical officials have sent more nurses to the community and are now testing about 200 people, including students. They say if anyone is sick, they should contact the Nain Medical Clinic.
The strike at the IOC mine in Labrador City continues tonight. Members of the local steelworkers union have been on the picket line since early yesterday morning. The main issues are pension and sick leave, but the union says the pay is also a stumbling block. The Iron Ore Company of Canada says it made employees a fair offer that includes wage increases. But the union is taking issue with the treatment of foreign workers, arguing they should receive the same compensation as everyone else. Today, strikers built up their presence.
We've been installing strike trailers and putting power to them, porta potties and some wood, firewood. We built the shacks yesterday and our barriers today. But it takes a lot of gear to keep 1,300 people warm and fed.
Well, there was a unified scene in the House of Assembly today, all about tackling the problem of harassment and sexual harassment in this province. And it came in response to a private member's resolution from someone who's endured her fair share of threats and criticism. Here now's Terry Roberts joins us now live from the newsroom with this story. So Terry, what was this private member's resolution?
Yeah, well, Carolyn, this all came from Windsor Lake MHA and Liberal backbencher Kathy Bennett. Now, she introduced a private member's bill today calling on her own government to toughen anti-harassment laws. Now, she wants to make changes to things like the Occupational Health and Safety Act, basically giving it more teeth to punish people who harass others, especially women.
It should include policy expectations for organizations. It should include procedures, tools that organizations can use, and also consequences. We need to make sure that the laws protect women and others in all workplaces in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, well, the Liberals introduced a new policy in February designed to make government workplaces harassment-free. Well, Bennett says, that's a good first step. She wants tougher laws to deal with harassment, whether it's going to happen on the street out there, in a restaurant, or in the workplace.
This is a difficult conversation for me to have.
Now, Bennett knows very well what it's like to be harassed. As finance minister, she says she was subjected to body shaming, threats, and bullying. And here she is sharing her concerns with reporters about a year and a half ago. Now, Bennett's resolution, it received widespread support from all parties in the House of Assembly today.
Strengthening the legislation so that there is punishment for people who are perpetrators may be what we need to really curb the behaviour. We should be able to come to work just to do our job without interference, without intimidation, without fear of harassment.
So what happens next? Well, these private members' resolutions, they're largely, symbolic, ceremonial in one sense. But Bennett says she wants to work with her government to make real legislative changes here. And she says she's not going to be all that patient.
Based on the call that I had 40 minutes before I came into the House of Assembly from a woman who was sharing her experience, I'm not going to be very patient.
Yeah, so while Bennett may be a backbencher right now, she served notice today that she's not going to stand by. She's willing to step forward and fight for some real change. Reporting live from the newsroom, I'm Terry Roberts for Here and Now.
Hannah Thorne's grandmother died this week. Gertrude Thorne had been driving Hannah home from work in 2016 when a street racing pickup truck crossed a double yellow line and hit their car head on. The 18-year-old died as a result of multiple head injuries. Gertrude Thorne suffered broken bones and spent 2 months recovering in hospital. Her victim impact statement to the court said she had never been able to erase the image of Hannah's blue hand from her mind. She held it after the crash, knowing her granddaughter was gone. 2 people were charged in relation to the crash. Brian Robert King was sentenced to 4 years in December. Stephen Ryan Mercer has pleaded not guilty and will go to trial in October. Gertrude Thorne was 83.
Well, on a bit of a happier note, we're going to take a moment and give ourselves a little pat on the back. The nominations for the Atlantic Journalism Awards are out, and Here and Now is up for the Best Television News Broadcast of the Year for 2017. Woohoo!
And it's not just us being recognized. Our colleagues at CBC Newfoundland and Labrador are up for a total of 6 journalism awards.
That's right. Our CBC radio team in Labrador up for breaking news for its coverage of the Mud Lake evacuation. Katie Bree nominated for her enterprise work on ambulance response times in Labrador. Rob Antle, Ariana Kellen, Jen White, Fred Hutton, and Paul Pickett all nominated for their work on a feature called Public Figure Private Turmoil. And that was, of course, the one about the personal struggles facing the Premier.
Yeah, and you may recall a fabulous item from Zach Gowdy, the Buddy What's His Name and the other fellers, and it was a show that we aired, and Zach Gowdy and Mark Humvey were involved in that. It's nominated for an Arts and Entertainment Reporting Award, and Philippe Grenier from CBC Radio Canada is up for Video Journalist of the Year for his work.
So not bad.
Yeah.
We will be doing this for a while. The awards will be handed out in Halifax in late April. Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, Pope Francis acknowledges the injustice endured by students at residential schools in Canada, but the message was sent today that he will not personally apologize for the role of the Roman Catholic Church.
A papal apology was one of the key recommendations in the 2015 report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and Pope Francis did apologize for past abuses by Catholic clergy in Ireland and Bolivia.
So not everyone in Canada is giving up just yet. Our Julie Van Dusen is following the story from Ottawa. Julie, what kind of reaction is this generating on Parliament Hill?
Well, Debbie, I'm told by a government source that this totally caught the government off guard, this news that the Pope would not be apologizing to victims. To remind our viewers, it was in 2017 that Justin Trudeau visited the Vatican and made a personal plea to the Pope to perhaps make a visit to Canada and, in the spirit of reconciliation, apologize to those victims of residential abuse. After all, the federal government has apologized, other churches have apologized, and certainly the Catholic Church owned most of the residential schools, or certainly the majority of them. In 2009, Pope Benedict did express sorrow for the deplorable conduct by some members of the church, but on Parliament Hill, people are saying that's certainly not enough. Take a listen.
Sorrow is not enough. Sorrow is never enough. One has to take responsibility.
I'm disappointed with the Catholic Church's decision not to apologize.
I think any group or institution that played a significant role in that should do the right thing, help us move past that.
So Julie, what are Indigenous politicians saying?
Well, the former head of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is Senator Murray Sinclair. I spoke to him earlier today. He calls it unacceptable. So take a listen to him, followed by Liberal MP Robin Falcon-Ouellette.
Recognize that it's going to interfere with the individual healings that are so important to many survivors who still are waiting to hear a proper apology.
If you're a good Catholic and you follow the philosophy of Jesus Christ, what would Jesus do? I don't know. That's the question I would ask.
So who knows what Jesus would do, but expect the pressure to continue on Pope Francis to do what other churches have done and take responsibility and apologize for the harm that was caused by the church he leads.
Thank you very much for this. That was our Julie Van Dusen, a senior reporter at our Parliamentary Bureau in Ottawa.
It was burned down out of hatred, but it's coming back with hope. Beta Spear is getting a new school.
Welcome back, everyone, and we're not done with the budget yet.
That's right.
We have a link to the weather.
That's right, and the roads, which of course, this is a big province, so it's hard to see everything that's going on the ground, especially with all the little nooks and crannies. And of course, travel cameras are an important part, not just for road clearing and everything like that, but if you want to head out on the road, maybe take a look at some of the cameras. This is one of them. This is the one over by Pinsbrook near Corner Brook. You can see temperatures near 4 degrees there right now. Mainly cloudy skies. Well, in the budget yesterday, $600,000 was announced for highway camera operations, including the installation of 4 new cameras. Now, this is where cameras are right now, anywhere from Western Labrador across to Happy Valley Goose Bay through the Straits. You can see a pretty widespread area there, but on the island there's a couple of holes that the government is trying to fill, and I've highlighted these areas here. One between Port aux Basques and Stephenville, another one right near Stephenville, Route 460, another one near Route 430 near Rocky Harbour that's going to be going in, and another one near Route 330 in Lumsden on the north coast there. So I'll love it. Yeah. I know that. Definitely more highway cameras, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
So you can watch for that in the coming days. I'm not sure exactly on a timeline of when those cameras will be put in, but again, that money was announced yesterday. Satellite and radar picture shows that mainly cloudy sky through the Corner Brook region right now as most of the precip has worked off to the north towards the northern peninsula. Cloud cover and a little bit of flurry action moving through Labrador, the interior parts of Labrador right now. East of Goose Bay, but west of Goose Bay, but east of Labrador City, rather. Now, as we take a look at the satellite and radar picture across the Avalon, it has been a wet day. Generally 10 to 20 millimeters. That rain coming to an end through this evening, but it's just a brief break before our next round does move in, and most of the precip with this is moving through the Maritimes right now. And watch your timeline here as it backs in tonight. So here we go. Heaviest rain moves off the northeast coast tonight. We are going to be seeing round 2 roll into the southwest coast, Corner Brook down through the Port-au-Port, Port aux Basques, down towards the Burgeo region. That's our best chance of having a damp start to the day with light winds and temperatures near the freezing mark. We'll see some drizzle, some fog patches for the Avalon Peninsula and most of the northeast coast up into central, where drizzle chances will continue there as well. Pretty quiet start to the day in Labrador, -2 to -6 generally. Could see 5 to 10 centimeters tonight for the southeast from St. Anthony to Cartwright and down through the Straits, the southeast parts of Labrador. Watch your timeline here as we roll throughout the day and the center of that low gets closer. Periods of rain tomorrow, the south coast, the Burin Peninsula, up towards the Avalon. We're talking about, I think, generally another 10 to as much as 20 millimeters over southern areas, 5 to 15 millimeters for St. John's. It'll be a pretty sharp cutoff where we see that heaviest rain and just some light shower activity. I think Clarenville, Bonavista, really just light showers towards the Gander region as well. Winds will become north-northeast, so if you're along the coast tomorrow from Bonavista up towards the Bay of Exploits, Bay Vert, we're talking about 1-2 degrees in those onshore winds with all that ice out there. Better chance that we will see temperatures in the 6-degree range for around the metro region, inland areas, definitely across the south coast tomorrow. A bit of sunshine, not out of the question for late day from the Port-au-Port to Burgeo, including Port aux Basques. Winds will become northwesterly here, and a pretty quiet day through Labrador. That snow will start to taper off through the day for you folks in Labrador, in southeastern Labrador, and pretty quiet in the west as well. Watch your timeline here. Travel conditions, as I mentioned earlier, will be best on Friday. If you can hold off and wait, will be pretty much smooth sailing, though that southwest coast will get into some shower chances for the Friday late afternoon time period into the evening, and some light snow starting to push into western parts of Labrador as well. 4, 5, 6 degrees, sun breaks on the menu, chances some flurries moving into Happy Valley Goose Bay late day, as well as I mentioned, Labrador City. By Saturday morning, that snow has pushed up into Labrador. We're looking at showers moving into Newfoundland, and those will continue, especially across the Avalon through most of the day with just kind of a damp day, showers and drizzle. Temperatures won't be too bad. We'll see some wet flurries mixing back in along the west coast. 7, 8, 9 degrees on the menu for eastern parts of Newfoundland, and some snow and some cooler air wrapping back into Labrador City. We'll talk about the Easter Bunny and what he's looking at for Sunday's details and beyond coming up. Debbie?
Thanks, Ryan. A replacement is on the way for burnt-out Bay d'Espoir Academy. The government made that announcement in yesterday's provincial budget. Construction of a brand new school is expected to begin next year. Here Now's Garrett Barry has the story.
Students in Bay d'Espoir went to a temporary school today. They've been doing that for months. It's a converted town hall without a space for a cafeteria, an art room, or even a science lab. Those facilities were destroyed last year when Bay d'Espoir Academy burned to the ground in a string of arsons. Donald Craig McCate pleaded guilty to the crime and is serving a 4-year sentence. Yesterday, the provincial government announced the 2018 budget included a plan to rebuild.
We have the full profile in there for Bay d'Espoir, the school that burned down, and as I said to them when I met with them about a year ago, they deserve nothing better than a state-of-the-art facility for their children.
$1 million in this year's budget is for the planning and design of a permanent replacement, giving high hopes for parents in Bay d'Espoir who say their kids are at a disadvantage right now.
We have so much that we can do in our curriculums. I think these kids are going to be able to put the past in the past and all the tragic things that have happened over the last couple of years, and it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous facility for all the kids in Bay d'Espoir.
Gail Hoskins says if she could have her way, this new school would be open to students tomorrow. As it stands, though, construction is expected to take 4 years. Garrett Barry, CBC News, Gander.
And in Gander, the town announced late today that it has closed the Steele Community Centre because of an ammonia leak.
The centre will remain closed until Monday, April 2nd, and due to the length of time it will take to repair equipment, the town has cancelled all ice availability for the remainder of the season.
Always hoping she'd be found, and maybe she's going to come back next week.
40 years later, and there's still no trace of Sharon Drover.
It's one of the oldest and most puzzling missing persons cases in this province. Sharon Drover was only 17 and trying to make it on her own in St. John's. Months before she disappeared, she finally started to get her life on track. A steady job, a home, a boyfriend. Then She vanished. Ariana Kellogg now with another episode of Last Seen.
Sharon Drover had just returned to her bedsitter in downtown St. John's. She was visiting her birth mother and father on Bell Island for Christmas. She told her little sister she would call as soon as she got home. But first, she'd need to collect her paycheck at McDonald's.
Unfortunately, that paycheck was never cashed.
So few people knew her. So few people could provide any information in any regard about her habits and her lifestyle.
We have now learned from 2 witnesses who came forward that in fact they picked her up after leaving work on the morning of the 29th of December 1978.
How can it be possible to be this long and still not know anything?
A possible murder without a body. A suspect without enough evidence. This is the story of Sharon Drover. Sharon Drover was born on Bell Island on March 15, 1961, one of many children in a poor family. As a young girl, she and her baby sister were bounced from foster home to foster home. At 17, she moved out, but called her sister every day. Things were looking up.
She had a new job, and I was so proud of my big sister. Got her own job and had her own money, and she was showing me this new stuff, new purse she had and boots and stuff.
Outside her bedsitter on Livingstone Street, it was cold and overcast, a trace of fresh Christmas snow on the ground. 17-year-old Sharon Drover had a shift at McDonald's, and it was payday. She pulled on a beige coat over her blue jeans, hauled on knee-high black boots, and walked to Kemount Road. Sharon worked a 5 to 2 a.m. shift and grabbed her paycheck. She'd never get the chance to use it. 46 days would pass before anyone would report her missing.
She said, I won't be up at Christmas time, but I'll be up for New Year's dinner. So New Year's dinner, after so long waiting, we didn't hear from her. And so then we started to inquire, and this is why it took so long to finally realize she was missing.
Was she a runaway? Police called Air Canada, Eastern Provincial Airways, and CN. Nothing. Then they received 2 anonymous tips that the teen had been murdered.
It was alleged, or something resembling a body was allegedly being seen to be taken from a tractor-trailer truck near McDonald's and on Topsail Road. It was believed that it was buried somewhere in the area. The area was thoroughly searched. Another anonymous complaint caller advised us that her body was buried in the wooded area off Foxtrap Access Road. That complete area was thoroughly searched with negative results.
I wish I would have had more years to look up to her.
12-year-old Teresa Drover had lost the one person in her family who was always there.
It was bad because we're in school, and I mean, everyone was talking about it too. Like, they'd even have their own theories. Kids can be cruel. I mean, how many theories did kids, oh, I heard they found your sister here, I heard they found your sister there. It was very cruel at times growing up with it, yeah. And plus the fact that I didn't have her, and at the time it was so new, we were always hoping she'd be found. That maybe she's going to come back next week, or she's going to call me anytime, but no, nothing. I was always hoping. Still always hoping.
And for more than a decade, that's where the story ended. Then, in the 1990s, new information in a cold case.
We did have a gentleman come forward with his brother who provided a statement to the RNC stating that they picked up a young girl on Kemount Road who was hitchhiking.
With that information, police had new suspicions about number 9 Livingstone Street. Police dug up the floor in Sharon Drover's former home, where she lived with her boyfriend. There were several other rooms in the home too, other people. Police thought they'd find her remains beneath the concrete. They were wrong, but they did have a suspect.
In terms of the person who was a suspect at that point in time, I would state that the person is still a suspect. This investigation is active, as are several other cold case investigations that we have. Since 1995, a criminal charge has not been laid, so nobody has been arrested for the murder or disappearance of Sharon Drover.
A box of evidence opened and closed by many in the nearly 40 years since she vanished. Inspector Tom Warren was the last person to have a crack at it. But a missing persons case from 1978 has its challenges. Back then, no cell phones, no security cameras, no DNA evidence.
The second hindrance, of course, is age. Several years has passed since that point in time. I can't say this for certain, but it's quite possible that if there are witnesses that witnessed something that happened to Sharon Drover, those persons, based on the passage of time, may have passed away. So that, of course, is a huge obstacle for us.
In 2010, the RNC received 2 calls, one from police in Texas, the other from California.
They had some reason to believe that unidentified remains they had in their possession may have been Sharon Drover.
DNA profiles from family members, dental records, and Sharon's photos were sent to the States.
It was very upsetting for a long time, not knowing, always wondering when you're going to get a call, this is her, and then finally to say, it's not her, and then all this, again, we had to go through all this again. How many times we got to go through this?
Sharon Drover would be 57 today. Her sister still remembers the gift she bought her that Christmas.
She liked Sweet Honesty powder, body powder, and it was Sweet Honesty perfume. And the automatic tweezers. Yeah.
And you held on to it because you had hoped to
for
give
many
it to her.
years. I was hoping, well, maybe this year I'll give it to her. Maybe this year I'll give it to her. Yeah.
The year never came.
I always hoped for many, many years that she was going to be found alive. But I know now that's impossible. But still hoping that we're going to find remains and put closure to it.
Oh, here's a shot from our camera atop the CBC building. You can see it's a pretty damp day, a damp evening out there, and now there's more rain on the way tomorrow. Don't put that umbrella aside, keep it handy for tomorrow, but some sunshine in the long range and in the mix this weekend. We'll break down your weekend forecast after the break.
time now to introduce you to our young athlete of the day. And this is Carter Ings. Carter is 8 years old and lives in Pools Cove.
He plays left wing with the Beta Spear Blizzards in the Atom Division.
Congratulations, Carter. You're today's young athlete of the day.
The hockey season for all the young ones like that coming to an end. It's a lot of hockey tournaments though over Easter, right?
You would know.
Yeah.
You had 2 boys play hockey.
Long ago, but yes, I do remember.
Now
freezing.
I was going to say, you're wrapped up in blankets and...
You know me, I don't like the cold, and nobody could recognize me because I was that bundled, but I did enjoy the games.
Yeah, I have fond memories of playing Easter weekend tournaments as well, and I know it's a busy time, and obviously for kids traveling around for hockey tournaments, and of course those trying to go and see family, either into town or out of town, or perhaps, as we've been mentioning in the newsroom today, those hoping to hop a flight to Florida, perhaps, a popular time to get out. So with all that in mind, let's take a look at what's on the menu, because we do have a few systems to contend with. In fact, 3 systems over the next 5 days that we're going to be watching and trying to time out for you with that weather forecast. Have a look at current temperatures. You can see across Atlantic Canada right now, looking a little more spring-like, certainly, than we have in recent days. The temperatures on the rise across the Maritimes today, and Newfoundland and Labrador will see a temperature bump tomorrow as the system moves closer. Another round of rain, however, will be moving in on the other side of this system as it moves in, and that swings through tomorrow in the form of some rain, even some wet flurries mixing in for areas. Some of us, will show you that in just a second. There is the next system already brewing as we roll through the Great Lakes. A bit of cloud cover there. They're in desperate need of some rain in southern Ontario and won't see much from that system. But here's how things will play out for us. Watch your timeline. That first wave moves off to the north tonight. It's a quiet start to tomorrow in eastern and central parts of Newfoundland with just a bit of drizzle and fog, and then some steadier rains will move in Thursday morning for the southwest coast with a bit of flurries mixing in there, central and western Newfoundland into the mix into the afternoon. Some of those rains could be coming down at times heavy, especially the southern Avalon and the southern parts of the Burin Peninsula. By Thursday evening, that starts to depart, and our next system is knocking on the door, but Friday morning is smooth sailing across the menu or across the board. By Friday afternoon, that system's starting to approach the southwest coast, and it does appear it will move in for Friday evening. So any travel plans will be better for the earlier parts of Friday. Now, as we hop into the weekend, and there's our friend Mr. Easter Bunny, we are talking about some light snowfall moving into Labrador. Not looking at a ton of snow here for most, although could see some amounts more than 10 centimeters, especially for central towards southeastern parts of Labrador based on the latest projections. By Saturday morning, showers to start the day for most, but it looks like we'll see some clearing into the afternoon and just some lingering drizzle for most of us. A better chance of seeing those showers hang on a little bit longer for the Avalon Peninsula. And then Sunday morning, Easter morning looks pretty quiet as that system continues to depart. Sunday afternoon, fairly quiet as well. And then that next system, based on the latest timing, looks set to swing in for Sunday evening and into Sunday night and Monday. And that looks like another bit of a mixed system for western Newfoundland. I think it's mainly rain for central and eastern parts of Newfoundland, and more snow back on the menu for you folks in Labrador. And that snow will taper off to flurries as we roll throughout the holiday Monday time period, with a bit of a break for the island. So with all that said, temperatures you can see are going to be ramping up through Friday into Saturday. We're going to be flirting with double digits in eastern Newfoundland, maybe even central. If held off on that, it'll really depend on the timing of that system. Sunday we are talking about 2 to 4 degrees with some sunshine in the mix, and then cooling off and closer to the freezing mark as we roll into next week. And you folks in Labrador, again, looking at that snowfall potential for Friday into Saturday, and then again as we roll into the Monday time period, especially for you folks in eastern parts of Labrador. Stay tuned for updates over the next few days. Debbie and Carolyn.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, we have another local chef to brag about tonight. It's part of our Tasty Tunes event happening Saturday evening at the Delta in St. John's.
Yes, we told you last night, plenty of local musicians are lined up to perform, and we also have some fantastic chefs included in the lineup, and it includes this young man.
I started cooking when I was really young, watching my grandmother and my mother bake, especially homemade bread, and baked beans and all the Newfoundland staples. So from there I began professionally cooking in my early 20s. 15 years later, I'm the executive chef at Rocket Bakery, and here we are. I ran the kitchen here for my first 3 years, and I expanded into the bakery because I've always had a love for pastry and sweets. So our dish for Tasty Tunes is a Newfoundland and Labrador sea salt dark chocolate mousse with a brown butter shortbread crumb, a partridge berry gelée, and a bubble sugar.
That looks mouth-watering. Yep. That's Saturday evening at the Delta. The Songwriters Circle starts at 4:30. Food will be served at 6. The musicians include Geraldine Holiday the Once, Janet Cull, Joanna Barker, Sherry Ryan, and Katie Baggs.
And to get your tickets, you can go to cbc.ca/NL. They're $35 each, and the money is going to a great cause, the Community Food Sharing Association. Well, turning now to some international news. They're left on the streets and in garbage cans around the world, and they're filling up landfills at a growing rate. In the UK alone, 2.5 billion coffee cups are thrown away each year. Thomas Degla reports on a push in Britain to solve the problem.
Like black lava flowing from a bottomless volcano, some of this hot pulp comes from an unlikely source. They call it cup cycling. New technology in old surroundings. A steaming 265-year-old paper mill in northern England churning out rolls and rolls using loads of used coffee cups.
So this process is unique in the UK, and there's not too many plants around the world that have this capability.
They're emptied and packed together. Every bale here contains about 50,000 cups, some apparently waiting since the holidays for a new lease on life.
Coffee drinkers in this country throw away 2.5 billion of these cups in a year. This is the only place transforming them into paper that gets made into shopping bags. For every one of these bags, 1 cup has been recycled.
Before that bag is made, the cups are loaded and the transformation begins. In London, it can seem like there's a cafe on every corner. But what to do with all those cups? The sealed plastic liner inside stops the paper from getting soggy, but also makes it hard to separate and recycle. A problem leading to creative solutions.
Skinny wet latte. We then put in a very thin layer of plastic like that.
His invention, a new kind of cup, allows the paper and the plastic to be separated much easier for simpler recycling.
We've got people in South Africa want it, we've got people in Europe want it, we've actually got a Canadian company called us up this week, which I can't name, but you would know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
It's still a long way off from mass distribution, though. For Britain's coffee cup problem, this is one solution, but there's no quick fix. Thomas Dagler, CBC News, London.
Now this is a picture. This
it's amazing.
This was taken along the west coast of the island, and if you can name the location, big bonus points, but you will double your bonus points if you can name those clouds.
You've got to be kidding. Okay, so
I can't even guess.
So Port aux Basques area?
Ah, very close.
Okay, Rocky Harbor, not Rocky, Wreck House? No.
Yeah, even closer, definitely.
Okay.
I want to know what those clouds are called.
All will be revealed after the break.
Welcome back once again. Well, along a roadside in Princeton, BC, a young elk required a helping hand after it got tangled in a barbed wire fence.
Careful.
Aww.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Kate Bremer and her husband were driving when they spotted the young elk. Realizing it needed help, they drove to Bremer's parents' house nearby and grabbed a pair of wire cutters.
Always handy to have those wire cutters. They went back, and as you could see, they snipped the wire, freeing the elk, who wasted no time trotting off into the sunset.
Oh, I love those stories where people help animals in trouble like that. Very nice.
Okay, so no.
Speaking of nice,
yeah,
that beautiful
What a picture. Definitely. This will go into my top 10 of the year for sure already, and it's only March. But what a picture that is. Now, this picture was taken, you guessed Port Athabasca, Debbie, and that is a very good guess because this was taken in the Corduroy Valley, looking towards the Long Range Mountains there. And those are asperitas clouds.
Asperitas, okay.
Yes.
So how do they form, Ryan?
Well, there's a lot of turbulence in the atmosphere happening with that picture, and lots of rising air and sinking air, and that's where you see that those waves that you see in the clouds. And boy, I just love that shot.
Yeah, it looks so ominous.
Wouldn't that be great for a movie set?
Absolutely.
We're like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, or Frontier, perhaps.
Yeah. Frontier, yeah.
Anyway, thanks to Marielle and everybody else who posts pictures on my Facebook page. Keep them coming, especially if they look like that.
That's it for us. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.